Okay, let's dive into the deep end, shall we? Today we're chatting about the ancient Egyptian afterlife, specifically the Duat. And let me tell you, the Egyptians had some truly wild ideas about what happens after you kick the bucket. Picture this. You die, and instead of like a peaceful float to the clouds, you journey through a chaotic underworld filled with terrifying monsters and the occasional judgment from the god Osiris. I mean, talk about intense, right? So, here's the tea. The Duat is essentially this realm where you had to navigate all sorts of obstacles, including a giant serpent named Apophis who wants to eat you. Like, can you imagine? That's like going to a party and finding out there's a huge monster in the bathroom just waiting to ruin your vibe. But wait, there's more. Before you get to your final destination, you have to stop at the Hall of Two Truths, where your heart is weighed against a feather. If it's heavier, it means you've lived a life of all kinds of messiness, and the goddess Ammit literally gets to munch on your soul. Now imagine being told you're being served up like a snack. What were they thinking? Now let's unpack this a bit, shall we? This judgment thing is like the ancient equivalent of a Yelp review, but instead of 3 stars, you get devoured, but with higher stakes and way more drama. And girl, if we're being real, can we talk about how this whole heart versus feather scenario is a little bit of a problematic way to measure a person's worth? I mean, how do you even quantify, like, emotional labor and struggles? Like, oh, excuse me, my feather is slightly heavier today due to all the societal pressures I face. But despite the intense horror show aspect, the Egyptians had mad respect for their dead. They believed that the journey through the Duat was essential for a soul's rebirth, a kind of cosmic renewal. So there's some uplifting vibes too, you know? It's kind of like a really wild escape room where if you succeed, you get to hang out with your ancestors in the afterlife. So what does this mean for us today? Well, it's a pretty interesting metaphor for self-reflection. We might not literally face a giant monster, but we all have to reckon with our past actions and personal decisions. So the next time you're having a rough day, just remember, at least you're not being chewed on by a hippo-lion hybrid in a desert afterlife, am I right? So here's my thought for you. How do we weigh our hearts in this life? What do we need to let go of to find our own kind of renewal? Because honey, if there's one thing we can take from this, it's that life is way too short to not be kind to one another, even in the face of chaos.